So if we're going to expand our consciousness for greater acceptance, then we need to expand our acceptance of responsibility. And responsibility means the ability to respond. The ability to respond. See, this is the beauty of our teaching, the beauty that we draw from all teachings. Gautama Buddha understood this when he recognized that as he moved out of Hinduism and moved into his understanding of what became Buddhism, he did it because he realized that Hinduism, even though it was beautiful, was tolerating suffering. And he said, why should we tolerate suffering? Why not be clearer? Why not be simpler? Why not be awake? Awake. Alan Watts used to say everybody can be a Buddha because everybody can wake up. Everybody doesn't wake up, but everybody can. How many have glimpsed awakeness? How many have become more awake than you were? And how many realize once you were that way in consciousness, you couldn't go back to being the other way? You couldn't go back to do what you used to do, to worry about what you used to worry about. Why? Because you know with God all things are possible and everything you are is God. See, that's how we use this in a positive way. Everyone say, immortality has to do with later on. Eternity has to do with now. You hear that? Okay. What part of eternity are we responsible for? Now. What if you weren't yesterday, but you woke up to it now? Does that mean you have to restrict yourself to anything? No. Okay. What does it say? When I was a child, I did childish things, then I put childish things away, and did what? Grow up. That does not mean don't be childlike, because childlike is wonderful. Everyone say childlike means growth. Childlike means exploration, discovery, celebration, and void of resentment. When we had our preschool kindergarten, you'd see these kids that get upset with each other, but the next day they weren't upset with each other. Okay? How many know people that got upset with each other and it's 20 years later and they're still upset with each other? Okay? So I'll show them. I'll wreck my life by being upset with them. Okay? You're not doing anything to them. You're not doing anything to them. See, here's how we use this. If you want to, how many want to be freer today than you were when you got here this morning? Okay. Everyone say, what anybody's ever said or done to me moves forth from them, multiplies, and returns to them. Before I react to them, I ask myself this question: what do I want to return to me? Now your next step is to shut up and listen to yourself. Because you have a wisdom within you that will guide you. How many know that wisdom is there, but you don't pay attention to it all the time? How many know that love is there, but you don't pay attention to it all the time? How many know the guideline of treat others the way you want them to treat you is there, but you don't do it all the time? Okay. But here's the next step. One of my teachers taught me this very clearly. He said, do unto others as they would have you do, as you would have them do unto you. He said, that's wonderful, but here's a better step. Do unto yourself as you would have others do unto you. Do unto yourself as you would have others do. Remember Helen Redding a number of years ago? She had a wonderful song called Best Friend. I'm a best friend to myself. I take me out when I feel low. I'm to do the things for me a best friend would. I'm as nice to me as anyone I know. Okay. How many know people that are nice to everybody but themselves? Okay. They're called martyrs. How many have been around one? You go, look what I did for you. Okay, that's good. Well, why don't you let it return? Okay, everyone say, definitions of God have to do with opinions. Awareness of God has to do with reality. Okay. Now, a lot of times, especially new people who find this teaching, when we say I am one with God, they go back and come into a definition of something they don't want to be one with. Something angry that throws thunderbolts at people. They come in with the Zeus concept, okay, that has been stolen by a lot of religions. But what happened to us? We have come along and said, wait a minute, Let's don't anthropomorphize this. Let's don't turn it into a big person. You know, Dr. Holmes said, I daily thank God that the God most people believe in isn't. He said, it says in the beginning that God created the human experience in its own experience, and its own, God created man its own idea of itself. So our challenge is to make sure that we don't create God in the same way. That we don't create God as a big version of ourselves, a big version of a human being with anger and upsetness and an ego problem, and I like this group and I don't like this group, and this one's better than this one. Blah, blah, blah. If you believe in that, then fine, that's good. If it's working for you, do it. But there are those of us who've come along, the transcendentalists, all the way back to Emerson, go all the way back to Aristotle. Come this Wednesday night, we are starting a series that the Reverend Dr. Celeste put together for us. We are doing a whole series on Emerson, and Reverend Dr. Cynthia's starting the whole series this month on Emerson's concept of Plato and how it relates to religious science. I recommend it to all of you. Come and find out the roots. Come find out where we've come from. Religious science is the oldest religion on planet Earth. We go back to Aristotle in the West, and we go back to Lao Tse in the East, and we do what? We find the truth. We find the truth. Why? Because it's everywhere at once. Nobody has a corner on the market. And we realize it's not outside of us, it's not in a building, it's not in a book, it's not in a symbol, it's not in a ritual, it's not in anything, it's in us. What did the master teacher say? You may search low here or low there. Where do you say it is? Here. How many know people that are looking for it everywhere else? Okay. Looking for it everywhere else. There's one life, it's God. How many remember the old, there's 2 or 3 versions of it. The one who travels, and says he's going to find the ultimate truth and goes to the mountain, finds the cave, and he has to go on all this terrible journey he goes through, and finally finds the book of ultimate truth. It's going to lead him to the ultimate truth, and he opens it up, and there's a mirror in it. And there's a mirror in it. Okay. Everyone say, what I'm looking for, I'm looking with. Now, the truth about you and me is some part of divine life which is within us. How many have heard that before? It's some part of divine life which is within us. Now, let's take it to the next step. Say, as us. There it is. As us. It's the Father's good pleasure to give, Dr. Holmes used to point out. Why don't you accept the gift? Why don't you accept the gift? Why don't you open it? Okay. So he becomes a little child. How many children do you know on Christmas morning would have a whole bunch of gifts and just sit there and talk about how beautiful the package is? They wouldn't do that, would they? Go for what's inside of it. How many know adults sit around and just celebrate the package but never open it? Isn't it great? What's in it? I don't know, but it's beautiful. Okay. Up, and away. Now, how many want to know the secret of life? You ready? You got it? Repeat after me. I am. There it is. Now, what are you going to put next? It's your choice. Okay. But whatever comes next, the power within you says, yes. Yes. That's why we tell people. I asked one of my students, she came up to me in second year class and said, I've had a major breakthrough. And I said, what? She said, I finally heard you. I finally heard you. I finally heard you. What I'm looking for, I'm looking for. I finally heard you. Okay. I finally heard what? I finally heard a greater idea and became one with it. I became one with a greater concept of myself. One with the realization that all the definitions I've given to myself, about my possibilities that were less than positive, was just a fact that I believe in, and it became my experience, but I don't have to stay there. All I have to do is grow out of there. It is spiritual education that does it. This is why Dr. Holmes created this and let it happen, but it also, as he said, there's a lot of people who do what we teach in religious science naturally. For those of us who don't know how and want to do it, we can learn. We can learn how to change our mind and change our life. Why? Because the mind we're changing has no resistance about change. The resistance about change is our idea that it can't change, our idea that it can't get better. According to Japanese Buddhism, the Japanese Buddhism meditation, and we are moving, and I will extend an invitation to you. We've got a great meditation class. We're going to have one of the best experiences we've had in 37 years here in my meditation class on Monday night, and you are welcome to come and be part of it. This is a unit we've never taught before,